everyone, and welcome. My name is Jeff, and today we're going to have some fun playing Magic. And the fun thing that we're trying to do today is we are playing an Infinite Auras deck, and it's 0 rare, so this is kind of the new budget for MTG Arena at least, is because you typically have a lot more uncommons than you have rares. I've been back and forth with those two, though, in my own searching for cards. So a lot of the uncommons that you need, I'll go through those first off, and then you can kind of like switch out for the different things. So this is what we're trying to do with the deck. First off, the infinite combo is Famished Paladin, which is a 2-mana 3/3 Vampire Knight that doesn't untap during your untap step. So you can swing in once for 3, and unless you're gaining life, so whenever you gain life, you untap Famished Paladin. So unless you're gaining life, you swing in one time and that's it. That's all you got. He can be a good, decent blocker. So it's an interesting card. It's really powerful, but it doesn't always see play because you have to consistently be gaining life. So the combo piece number 2. Let me switch up views here for these ones. But Sorcerer's Wand, which is you can equip it to a creature, and you can tap that creature to do 1 damage to a player or planeswalker. If it's a wizard, it does 2 damage to that player planeswalker instead. We're never doing that really with this deck. And so the idea is if we can give Famished Paladin lifelink in any way, then when we have Sorcerer's Wand equipped to Famished Paladin, then we tap to ping damage at their face. We gain life because it's Famished Paladin that does the damage. That creature does damage to the player. Then you gain life, and you untap him. So you can tap, untap, ping for 1,000,000 points of damage. You win the game. And so this deck is really, really spicy. So the ways that we're trying to get lifelink, in this deck we only have 5. Squire's Devotion, which is 4 of in this deck. Enchanted gives the creature lifelink. You also get a 1/1 creature, and then on Serra's Wings, which is 4 mana enchanted creature is legendary, gets +1/+1, and has flying, vigilance, and lifelink. So that's plan number 1. Is we really want to get our infinite combo off if we can. And I surprisingly have a lot of success in free play with this deck because not everyone knows the combo. I'm actually surprised because this has been around for a little while, but with MTG Arena right now, there's still a lot of people coming in, so you can get a lot of fun wins with this deck and just go comboing off. Sometimes you have to ping in for like 40 points of damage, and it takes a while, but it's so fun. And so the other part of this deck is we're playing a lot of enchantments. We're playing a lot of creatures that will help out the game plan, and just trying to beat down kind of aggressively, but also digging for our combo. So Satyr Enchanter helps us out with that. Whenever you cast an enchantment spell, you draw a card. So we have a lot of enchantments with our auras. We were playing a lot of enchantment removal as well. We have Baffling End, Seal Away. We really don't have a ton of auras, honestly. It's actually like more of an enchantment deck. We have Ajani's Welcome because we're also doing the Ajani Pridemate plan with Leonin Vanguard, which is a really powerful combo by itself. If you have Ajani's Welcome, Leonin Vanguard, Ajani's Pridemate, you can get Ajani's Pridemate really big, really quick. Putting in on Sarah's Wings onto a really big Pridemate is just amazing. And then we have Conclave Cavalier, which that's the one card I feel like in this deck that if you have any rares that you want in this deck, like if you want to bring in a Lyra, a Shalai, honestly, is probably one of the best ones. This is part of the card that I would replace on that 4 to 5 drop slot. I like it. It's a good card. I like Vigilance. I like that it's resilient against the board wipes because it brings back the 2/2 green-white elf knights. So I just threw them in here really quick. I built this deck in like 4 or 5 minutes, and then went 4-0 with it. And so I was like, all right, well, I'm going to record it like this because it's apparently working. So let's go ahead and get into the gameplay and show it off. And yeah, here we go. Before we jump into the gameplay, a quick thanks to Fusion Gaming for sponsoring this video. Be sure to head over to fusiongamingonline.com for all your Magic the Gathering needs. Check the link in the description below. Alrighty, here we are against Salt Pork Express. Awesome name. And playing our Infinite Auras deck, and we can make this one work. Kind of a funky hand, but we'll go ahead and get down our Vanguard. And everything else we're okay to play semi-slow here with. Shock at the beginning, yep. Shocks. Another Vanguard. Alright, we're going to play Evolving Wilds Vanguard. We need to draw into our green mana here for our Cavalier. Lava Runner, alrighty. Oh, almost hit my turn. Evolving Wilds. Grab a forest. Ooh, and Squire's Devotion's not bad. Baffling End I want to hold on to for probably a Chain Whirler. I never know if I should be holding back with those. We're going to pass the turn. See if he attacks in. I'm guessing he will, but risk factor. We're going to take action, take the 4 damage. Oh man, these are brutal. Yep, no blocks. Taking 6 damage for the turn. Squire's Devotion at least helps us kind of come back here a little bit. So we're going to go ahead and use the Squire's Devotion on the Vanguard. We want to save those for the infinite combo, but this is the other side of the deck, is that we still have ways to be gaining life. We can still go semi-aggressive, kind of gum up the board a little bit here. Another risk factor, and this is not the one over there, so we're going to take action again. Make him spend his mana later on. We're going to say no blocks. He does 2 to us, but we get to swing in for 3 life gain. So we're okay with that. Ixalan's Binding actually could be good against the Lava Runner, so we're probably going to fire that off here. We'll go ahead and swing in. Do we want to Ixalan's Binding? That hits the Experimental Frenzy, which is good. So Baffling End on Lava Runner. Really need our green source. And this is kind of like what I was saying, is that we don't have as many green sources in this deck as we probably could or should. All right, man, another one. And this again is not one of these ones over here. So we're actually going to take action again. We can gain life. We're down to 9. Sovereign's Bite. Yeah, this is getting dangerous. So gaining life is very, very important here. So swing in. Gain some life. Oh, man, we really need to actually get something here. Back up to 9. They're probably going to start firing off these ones. We'll have to give them card draw. They drew 4 of those. Can we take it again? We go down to 5. Oh, this is risky. We're going to do it again. They drew 4 risk factors. And this is, I'm thinking, just the Rakdos burn deck, which, oh, man. All right, well, Plains is not great either. We're going to just keep swinging in. Man, we have so many ways to gain life. This is very, very dangerous. Man, if we let them draw cards, it's almost worse. If he fires off the risk factor here, do I think I take the 4 damage here. Because, I mean, he has so many draws that help him win there. We gain an extra life if I fire this off, so let's go ahead and do that. Alright, Memorial to Glory. We have a couple more guys. Leonin Vanguard's gaining us more life now. So we actually might come back from this. Oh my goodness. Next, because Leonin Vanguard's going to get bigger. We gain enough life that we can actually stop another risk factor. Swing all in. Gain 4 more, up to 7, and pass the turn. And the clunkiest running of this deck I've seen so far, but it's working so far. Alright, Experimental Frenzy, which we will hit with Ixalan's Binding. Lava Runner comes down, swings in. We'll say no blocks. Ixalan's Binding. Alright, Selesnya Guildgate is good. Yeah, Ixalan's Binding onto Frenzy. With that gone, they really don't have much of a shot here. And do we just keep going attacking? Yeah, we just attack in. I mean, I don't think that there's anything that can kill. I mean, Goblin Chain Whirler would be bad. We're doing 5, 6, 7. Maybe we just hold 1 back as a blocker just in case. No, we're going to swing in. Down to 1. I mean, I guess I should have just held 1 back as a blocker. Because it really doesn't do enough here for us. Alright, so they Lightning Strike the Vanguard. Doesn't do anything for him, though. I mean, it's game over already. And there we go. Whew. We pulled that off somehow. Alrighty, here we are against Sage Anawan. And man, fun game one. All right, now we're on our combo plan, so keep this. As long as Famished Paladin survives, we're happy. We are so happy with this. Ajani's Welcome is actually not bad either. Yeah, get down the forest, Famished Paladin, and we'll see if he survives here. When people look to read the card, it makes me hopeful that they don't know the kinds of things you can do with him. We don't have ways to gain life right now. That was the biggest issue. We can... I guess we just Squire's Devotion, actually. Yeah, Squire's Devotion gives him life. Right. So he's a 4/4 swing in. This is also just a great thing with Famished Paladin. He becomes a 4/4 Vigilance creature. He can get hit by Seal Away because he does tap first. But that's not a bad turn 3. I mean, swinging in for a 4/4 Lifelinker, not too shabby. Not too shabby at all. Alright, green mana for Cavalier is going to be pretty aggressive here. Should be fun. We might just Conclave Tribunal whatever big guy there is. Right? First Striker. Which, do they have other ways to pump it? Alright, Conclave Tribunal. Alright, that's bad. We can get our Famished Paladin back at least with another Tribunal. Which... I think we do here. Alright, so... Ajani's Welcome. Leonin Vanguard. Gain life, Conclave Tribunal. Pay with these guys, hit their Conclave Tribunal. Get back a Famished Paladin, gain some more life. And gain more life. And pass the turn. Decent turn for gaining life at least. And we get back one of our combo pieces. So, I mean, we had to trade off the Squire's Devotion. And that's where the biggest issue is with the auras. What I typically like to do is, if I find the Sorcerer's Wand, which, again, with this version, I'm only running 2 of because it's not the only focus of the deck. I like to just have it there and available, but not the main focus. Alright, Mentor is going to be a little harder here. He's going to put it onto the Drill Master, I'm guessing. Because we have the Cavalier to come down in the future, I'm going to go ahead and just take it. I'm going to keep gaining our life and maybe just go... Oh, well... Alright, yeah, let's just go gaining life. We get another life from Ajani's Welcome. Yep, gain more life. Untap him again. Swing in. Alright, down to 9. And we have a life-linking blocker. Not too shabby at all. If we find a Sorcerer's Wand, we just straight up win. We win. Because once you have 4 mana, that's the biggest issue with Sorcerer's Wand, is that it's 1 to play, but it does take 3 more to equip it. Alright, they're mentoring. Do they have a pump spell here? So how much damage do they have right now? So we're going to block 1. Block 1, gain life. Oh, if they kill this... Do we just take it? We're going to just take it. It's quite a bit, but it's not enough. I mean, well, yeah, we had gained a lot of life there. Another Cavalier. That part of this deck is not looking great right now. We're going to stay aggressive. Bring them down to 2. They're going to have to start holding back blockers to have any shot here. Which just gives us more time to find more of our pieces that we want. And so... Like, honestly, the waiting game is not bad for us because we just keep gaining tons of life. And Cavaliers come out. Yeah, I really like this deck. It doesn't work great against, like, Golgari. Just has too much removal. You can play all of your pieces on one turn against them, and it still works pretty well. If you just kind of know that you can hold back for a bit, but they're still a pretty quick deck as well. So that's the biggest issue against Golgari. The Drakes, I've kind of found it's a kind of hit or miss. It's again, it's just one of those, like, if you combo off the right speed there, and they don't have the right removal spells, then you win. All right, oh, man, another Plains. I will go ahead and play it since we got 2 cards in hand. All right, we're just gonna keep gaining life past the turn. They're down to 2. And we're hoping they don't have... I mean, they're going to have an Aurelia, possibly. We will take action, take the damage, for certainly. We can definitely afford for them to not draw 3 cards. Yeah, so I think the biggest thing that you want to upgrade with this deck is the mana base. If you're going to play the Conclave Cavalier, I think you just play Shalai instead, and life is pretty good then. Alright, Satyr Enchanter gives us quite a bit of hope for the next turns here. We gain a couple life here. Gain 1, gain 2. Opponent is taking their time on the resolve triggers. And yeah, we're just going to pass the turn. So our game-winning stuff right now is on Serra's Wings. Getting a Sorcerer's Wand. So we have 3 cards there. That's not a lot. Another Satyr Enchanter. Well, we are going to draw a lot of cards when we finally get an enchantment. We have Baffling End, which will hit Tajik, which could be useful enough here. They might have a Settle the Wreckage, which is bad. But building wide also just helps us here as well. So we're not going to attack this time. No attacks. Pass the turn. I'm really worried they're just holding up Settle mana here. Do they have a removal spell? Lightning strikes the Enchanter. And we're still in an okay spot. I mean, we're still mating for a while, but we're on the upper hand, I believe. There's Sorcerer's Wand. So, Sorcerer's Wand, if they have a Seal Away, they got us. Which we could wait until, wait for, like, their end step or for something to trigger here. But Sorcerer's Wand onto our Paladin here. And I should wait for this. I'm going to go ahead and try for it now because the game has gone on quite a while, and I want to make it a little better for the video. So, ping in. Do they have a Seal Away? No, they do not. It untaps. And we ping in for the last point of damage. Yes! Infinite combo. So, one thing you can do as well, I found out that is really mean. Yep. I need a thanks in this. Like, I wish there was a thank you or like, yay, you know, like, oh, that was cool. But it's kind of like, there's only mean things. Your go. Nice. All right, we're against No. Not Noah, but No. Well, we have our pieces. We don't really ever want more than one Sorcerer's Wand. But I think we just keep this just on having 2 of the pieces here. We have the only 2 Sorcerer's Wands in the deck. Mono red. This is semi-slow against mono red. Pridemate is looking better though. Alright, Vanguard, please stay alive. Yeah. These Cavaliers have been looking really funky in this deck. The 4 games I played in deck testing for this one, I ran into my 2 or 3 green mana every time. There's like, I think there's 4 forests, 3 Guildgates, and 3 Evolving Wilds. So there's plenty of ways to get into our green mana. Maybe it could use 1 or 2 more, but I wouldn't go much more than that. Unless you had the good mana. Steamkin. Alright, now we're looking for removal spell, I think. We're going to play Pridemate. Let's see here. We really like Squire's Devotion, if we can get to that one. Let's go ahead and Pridemate. There's a lot of upside to that as well. So Pridemate comes down. We're going to go ahead and swing in here. If they trade with a Steamkin, we are totally fine with that. Down to 19, pass the turn. Mountain and Chain Whirly guy. That would be bad. Yep, Lightning Strike for the Pridemate. This is the mono red hand that we really have a hard time against. Danitha helps a little bit. We could play these for free if we had that untapped right now. Well, we're going to go ahead and get him down. I'd rather have him out there. And no attacks, pass the turn. So, Sorcerer's Wand actually doesn't work, is pretty decent with Danitha because I can equip it, and because she has Lifelink, I can swing in with Vigilance, and then on their end step, tap her real quick to ping in for another 1 life, or one life linking damage. And yeah, so it's not bad with Danitha either. So we're running 3 Danitha in this deck, which I think is about right. You can play the Sorcerer's Wands for free. It makes the Squire's Devotion cheaper. So risk factor, oh man. We're going to take action. We don't want them drawing cards, but now we're really, really low. We have to have this Danitha survive. Down to 8. Oh. We have our combo, but is it quick enough? Well, we play Famished Paladin. No attacks. We actually might have to block with the Vanguard here. I want to keep Paladin alive as best we can, but we may just have to chump with the Vanguard. So, I mean, you try to go for the combo as quick as you can with this deck. A lot of times, if they have the removal, they have it. I'm hoping they don't. If they risk factor again, they can probably draw into it, which we can get them into kind of out of range with the Squire's Devotion. They're running Lava Coils, though, unfortunately, as well. So my guess is that they swing in. Okay, no, they're doing something. All right, Lava Coil for the Paladin. Yep, that's bad. They swing in for 1,000,000 points of damage. We have to block now. Yeah, we chump block the Steamkin. Take 2 down to 6. And, man. Well, Danitha isn't terrible. Wouldn't mind a forest or 2 here or there. We have tiny shot here. Because if he swings in with Lava Runner, we can kill it. We can keep swinging in for a little bit of life. I guess if he just swings in with the Steamkin each time, we're dead. We're probably just dead. Alright, has the shock, we concede, and that's a good game. Alright, the God Mike Devo. Awesome. And this is looking good. We have the Satyr Enchanter, which is amazing. A lot of card draw available. Baffling End is actually surprisingly good in the format right now. It's worse because some people play Blink of an Eye or like Unexplained Disappearance. Not enough though that it really affects you. Torch Carrier. So this is looking like the mono red basic deck. I think that's the only one that plays that. It could be an Itali deck as well. Pyromancer comes down. Yep. We're probably just going to Baffling End that. Ixalan's Binding is pretty good against this deck as well. Alright, so Baffling End. Go ahead and bring that down. Kill the Pyromancer. Opponent's reading what it does. Not a ton of enchantment removal right now either. I mean, there's Cleansing Nova, which is played in Jeskai, but Baffling End will never really come down against Jeskai, so it doesn't really matter. Ooh, Runaway Steamkin. I don't think I want to try to draw a card off of that as well. So we're going to go ahead, get down our Satyr Enchanter first. And then maybe just Ixalan's Binding it. Hopefully I don't have a shock. There's a Lava Coil. Alrighty. Boo. We're still going to Ixalan's Binding that, though. Another Torch Courier. Yep, all sorts of damage coming at us. Yeah, we have another turn we can Ixalan's Binding pretty safely. Leonin Vanguard with Squire's Devotion is pretty good. It gets our board a little bit wider. And we have at least a 3/3 to be swinging in with once. Or we have to have another creature, but Ixalan's Binding. Hopefully they have a handful of Steamkins. I'm guessing they would have played it earlier, but yep, swings in for 2, going down to 8. Yep, down to 8. Draw a card. Ooh, nothing in hand. That is a good sign. Do we want to kill one of their things as well? We're just going to Leonin Vanguard. I think we have to Squire's Devotion to have a shot here. So go ahead and Squire's Devotion. We're low enough on life that it's probably best. Removal is what I'm guessing here. Which is bad. Oh, man. That's the issue with auras right there. That's why you don't typically play or see a lot of auras decks. Yep. Goblin Instigator. Down to 6. Danitha is a great card here, so bring down Danitha. Are any of these worth hitting off here? If they have a removal spell for Danitha again, it's worth it. Just to give us more draws that actually keep us alive longer. So one of the Torch Couriers. He can sack it and give this guy haste. Good job. Danitha is great here. And we're just hoping that they don't have any pump spells. They might have like a Charging Monster Sword or something in hand. Something bigger. Hopefully no removal. That'd be frustrating. Alright, what you got, Mr. Mike? Alright, opponent passes the turn. We play Satyr Enchanter. We're going to attack in. I mean, if he triple blocks, we still survive. He could have a combat trick, but I want to try to gain the life. Alright, so they do have the Lightning Strike. Which is good that he used it on us versus, or on the creature versus our face. Opponent has had a decent hand, though. A little bit frustrating. Alright, kill the Torch Courier. Try to. Oh, well, alright. Torch Blast, whatever. Alright, well, that happens sometimes, too. Alrighty, here we are against Burn. We'll see if they're playing Burn. Yeah, this is a good hand. We'll keep this for sure. Man. We're going to start out with the Selesnya Guildgate over the Vanguard here. We want to be able to hit our 3 mana on turn 3 if possible. Daring Buccaneer. Pirates. And he did mulligan down pretty low. Danitha is going to be great against this deck. Evolving Wilds. And Vanguard. Pass the turn. And we're going to crack this on their end step, of course. We know that they have the Direfleet Poisoner. No blocks. And doing it now, I guess that's because it's no longer surprising. So swinging in for 3. That resolves. We are going to crack that. Go grab our other forest. So now we have our 2. Passed in my turn. Squire's Devotion is not bad at all. We're going to get down Danitha. And no attacks. Pass the turn. And if they swing in, they obviously have something else for Danitha here. They might have a removal spell beforehand. Lightning Rig Crew. Interesting. Doesn't attack. Alright, perfect. That's an interesting one. So what we can do is just Baffling End, kill the Poisoner, and we can at least swing in for life gain, which kind of outdoes the Rigging Crew anyway. We can Squire's Devotion, kind of doing the same thing. Let's Baffling End here. I kind of wish I had gotten the Ixalan's Binding mana there for that. But we'll swing in for 2. Gain some life. Yep, gain life back up to 19. Pass the turn. Swamp. Pings. Plays a pirate. Gets the ping again. If they so desire. Conclave Cavalier. We just can't ever get the right mana symbols for that now, can we? Alright. Play Danitha, or Squire's Devotion onto Danitha. We can still swing in now. And we'll be getting enough life that this is pretty good. Alright, gain a life there. We're going to swing in for 3. There's a chance of a Swashbuckling here, which would be very bad. We're willing to try it out, though. He's tapping now. Oh, I think he meant to block with it. That happens pretty often, where it gives you that step beforehand now. Which I mean, is how it actually is supposed to be played, but it still is frustrating. We're just going to take it, no blocks. We can get enough life that it doesn't really matter. And he probably has some sort of combat trick. Of course, a tap land. We're going to hold on to that for the combo if we do run into it. We're going to go attacking, even though we kind of saw that they might have something. Which, I guess, if they have another Poisoner, then Lightning Rig Crew can kill Danitha. We're still going to swing in, though. Yeah, we'll swing in. Alright, blocking with both. We're going to try to kill the Buccaneer. I schooled Duggery. Yep. Well, that's bad. Well, Conclave Cavalier with Squire's Devotion is really good, so we're going to have that next turn. Yep. We'll play Danitha now. Pass the turn. Yep, swings in for 3. No need to chump yet. We like to keep our guys for Vanguard. Ooh. Alright, well, new plan. Famished Paladin. And hopefully he doesn't have removal here for it. We're going to get the Squire's Devotion on it as quick as possible. Next turn, if we draw into a Sorcerer's Wand, we have the combo. He can't really swing in at us now, but we probably won't block with him. And we're just going to pass the turn. He obviously has combat tricks, so no attacks. Plays a Swamp. Oh, man. It could have been. It could have been. Conclave Cavalier. So Ixalan's Binding might have been the better play there to get one of their bigger guys so that we can at least go beatdown mode here, but I don't want to risk the Famished Paladin like at all. With Direfleet, Poisoner, Skullduggery, so many things in play, it's not worth it because that is our, like we have 2 cards in the deck now that are just insta wins. Alright. Well, opponent does scoop it up. We just kept building wide enough. They did mulligan down to 4 or 5, so that's fair. All right, so let me know what you guys think of the deck. Did you like the infinite combo? We got it off the one time for 2 damage, which doesn't seem super infinite, but it is infinite. We almost had a chance to draw into it the last game as well. So with this deck, if you wanted the combo more consistent, you obviously throw in another 2 pieces of the Sorcerer's Wand. With the Satyr Enchanter, it still works. The issue is that you don't draw off of those, and they're kind of dead cards if you have more than 1. And that's why I kind of like the 2. I think 3 might have been the right number here, just to make sure that we were drawing into it more consistently. There's also other ways to be drawing card, like if you want to start using your rares, Beast Whisper could be pretty fun with this one as well, where you're drawing cards off enchantments and creatures. And then yeah, like I said, the Cavaliers, you initially just instantly switch over with Shalai if you have rares. The mana base, of course, you improve. But this deck actually has some legs in this format, I think. The fact that you have a fairly cheap combo, like the equipment cost for Sorcerer's Wand is the biggest thing that kind of throws it off. But if you're into the medium to late game, you can do almost all 3 pieces on the same turn. And it's... that's a pretty amazing thing to be able to do. Anyway, so I hope you guys enjoyed the deck. If you did, please leave a like, subscribe, all that stuff, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks so much, and bye-bye.